Hi, everybody. My name's Natalie. I am a professor of Scandinavian Studies at the University of Alberta. I specialize in Old Norse language and literature, and I teach about the Viking Age and about Norse mythology. And I am reacting to God of War 2018. So I think I'm getting close to the end. I have game footage from both Cleansed in Fire and from Amy at just a second. So thanks to both of you so much for helping me see this whole game through. It's also super awesome to watch both of you play because clearly you're both like masters at this. And also, I'm really intimidated and a little bit worried for when I start to play Ragnarok, which I will do in my own next. But we'll just take that as it comes. So, where we left off, we had just escaped from Helheim, and I talked about a few different things. So, we will kind of come back to some topics and we'll just see what kind of comes up as we go here. So again, I'm using Cleansed in Fire's gameplay footage and let's dive back in.
Can you make it?
Is it a weapon? Armor? Or likewise an instrument of war, of which I'm a master at shaping? No? Then forget it. Even if I wanted to make such an insignificant gewgaw, I'm liable to chink my tools working on something so delicate and ladylike.
Then shingle it. Pattern weld the item with scap slag. Keep the layers thin. Alternate the overlay.
Okay, smart guy.
They're
And where
together.
do you propose to find a lump of quality scap slag? Last time I saw one, I could still get rigid down south. Shut your mouth, is that... Where did you...
I had to get my hands dirty.
Well, don't just stand there. Let's do this.
What? You're fine with working on something that's not a weapon?
Oh, hell, why not? What? I can grow too.
Oh, watch the spine. Keep your wrist loose.
No, you keep your wrist loose. Yeah, I need more heat here.
Coming up. You gonna temper that steel longer?
You don't need to. I triple quenched it with Drago oil.
See? How inventive. And sanitary. You clever little beaver. Never too late to learn a new trick, is it?
No, it's not. There.
Here it is.
Nope. Don't forget this. Oh, quit your grinning. It's downright unsettling.
It's just nice to see you together. But now the rune on your brand looks different.
Yeah, price of reforging something what broke.
I knew it. You two love each other.
Oh, cut it out, Princess. You're gonna get me all weepy.
I like the new one better. Don't you?
We have work to do.
Unmoved.
No. Hey, look who's back up and about. Didn't I tell you it'd be fine?
Something else we can do for you?
Nah, just glad you guys worked it out.
Well, I could say the same to you.
Ha!
I guess I was getting a bit full of myself.
Told him what he needed to hear, how's it sounds to me.
Just the same. I'm sorry for how I spoke to you, Sindri. You forgive me?
Already have. Like you said, it all worked out. Now, let us get back to work before I get sentimental.
Now we just need to figure out what door this key opens. It has to be somewhere around the temple.
Tyr's rune. This is it.
We're inside. But what is this place?
Your guess is as good as mine, little brother.
The tree! We're underneath the realm travel room. But why is the floor on the ceiling?
Those realm doors seem to mirror the ones above.
What's that up there?
Up there. Tyr used the same magic to protect the Black Rune. The clue we seek may be inside.
Huh! Right next to the Jötunheim door.
Interesting. But can we reach it?
Not from here.
Oh! What's behind there?
Well, one inner sanctum within another.
Those tapestries. Looks like more giant. Whatever Tyr did for them must have been big. Whoa! Who are they?
Boy, this is the rune for Jötunheim.
That's right. And look! We're on the other side of the door.
The upside-down door.
What are you thinking?
Stand back.
Okay. It's moving!
What's moving?
Everything!
Extraordinary. The whole room is built on some kind of axle.
There's chains on both sides. Without those...
We can flip the temple.
All right!
What now?
Uh-oh. Things are happening. Okay. I don't think they're attacking.
Boy, on the statues.
I see them. It says void.
Ominous.
Go on. Read.
Before the first, after the last. Nothing between, no shadow cast. Alpha.
Are you quite sure flipping the temple is the only way to reach the whatever it is?
You said there would be a path. The temple can be flipped.
Therefore, we flip the temple. The logic is unassailable. Not sure what happens when we recklessly upend a room that's rooted to 8 other realms. I'm curious, of course, but it's a leap to imagine it gets us to Jötunheim.
I don't mind a lead.
Well, who knows? Perhaps you and Tyr are the same kind of mad.
Here, boy. Another one.
It says his name is Bergelmir. I think Mother said he was the king of the giants.
Aye, that he was. And quite a bit more.
Looks like he had a lot of kids.
That, little brother, is what we call an understatement.
He's dead, but nobody killed him. Do giants die from old age?
They may, though it's rare among the legends.
So I'll talk about Bergelmir a little bit later. The note to come back to
An
that.
army of statues.
I don't think they're the kind that come to...
King giant, a giant king with many, many children. Okay.
life, if that's what you're worried about. Tyr often said that in the world of peace he envisioned, the only soldiers he'd need would be statues. Bless his heart, but the bugger did take himself rather seriously, didn't he?
There, where the chains meet. We must find a way around.
Again with the death traps. I'd have thought, brother, why don't you let the lad carry me for a while?
And let you miss this. No.
You're enjoying this.
The chain! We made it!
Time to do what you do, brother.
Leave them in peace.
Obviously not referring to us.
Hey, it's a fragment of a language cipher. We should look for more like this.
Chains are massive. I suppose we're in Jötunheim or nearing it, so that would make sense. Although, as I've talked about, Jötnar are not necessarily like giant.
Come. The other chain waits.
Ah, it's the other kind. Variety is so important. I truly do hate this part.
I know.
We know.
I can't believe we're so close.
I, for one, never doubted.
Right. Until gods grow good.
Could be quite a wait.
Nah. They're just waiting for us. Another piece of the language cipher. Good.
Brothers, I know what I promised, but in case this doesn't work, just remember, Tyr had good cause to create these obstacles. He's kept Jötunheim out of Odin's reach, but the world is hardly at peace.
No, but it's got hope. We're all working together now. We have unity. That's what the rune on the door to this place was telling us. We're on Tyr's path.
Got a real attitude adjustment with Atreus. I'm happy about this.
Lift with your legs, brother.
He knows.
Just trying to be helpful. On the day that brute force is the answer, I'll be quite happy to be on your side, brother. And we're not...
See that, Mimir? Nobody can do all this alone. All these obstacles. They're just chances to prove we're the ones who can beat them. We may argue. Me and Father, you and Freya, Brock and Sindri. But when we all work together, we do make a good team. And that's Tyr's test. That's why we're gonna make it to Jötunheim.
Do you hear that, brother? Lad's found his equilibrium.
What's that mean?
He means you speak wisely, Atreus. And that is good to hear.
Ha! I guess the temple was made to be flipped.
Look, the tree's upside down. Or are we? I'm not sure anymore.
Boy, your knife.
Well, what have we got?
Some sort of travel stone.
Let me see. Great Auðhumla. That's the Unity Stone.
You know it.
I wasn't sure it existed. If Tyr possessed this, that explains how he could visit all the realms and other lands to boot.
He held this. In the panel in Odin's library.
Yes. Yes, that's it. I understand now. It shows Tyr walking the realm between realms. You know how you must never stray from the path? Well, Tyr always followed his own path, if you catch my meaning.
The realm between realms.
So you're saying Tyr's shrine showed him stepping off the branch of the World Tree. And you're thinking to reach the secret path to Jötunheim, that's what we need to do?
I am.
Oh dear. That is what you're thinking, isn't it? If you're thinking about hurling us all into the void, I hope you're quite sure.
Wasn't it your idea? Find our own path, right?
Bollocks.
This is where Tyr stepped beyond, and the Unity Stone protected him. Ready?
Ready.
Well, if this is it, lads, it's been an honor.
Our faith head.
This is incredible!
I did too.
Oh, how can I be so nauseous without a stomach?
Come on, that was great.
Look.
The tower. I knew there was something down here.
Amazing! How do you hide something that exists in all realms? Cast it out of any realm to the space between. Clever old Tyr.
Is Jötunheim on the other side?
Can't be that. It's not like you go through Vanaheim to reach the Midgard Peak.
But how do we use it?
I'd suggest we look inside, but stay alert. Tyr's little challenges are never as simple as they appear.
I have noticed.
Well, this is sparse.
The pedestal.
Oh no! It took the stone!
Tower. It's absorbing the stone's energy.
Something's happening! Is it moving? It's moving!
It knows what to do. The stone served its purpose. We're fulfilling Tyr's spell.
What happens now?
No idea, brother. But after that fall, I'm sure we're past the worst of it.
I'm guessing.
Oh, no, this is considerably worse. Oh, wow, that's over.
I feel like he spoke too soon.
That was tough. Where do you think it's taking us next?
I do not know.
So I don't know what language that enemy was speaking. If anyone knows, please let me know,
Oh, no.
because it was not Old Norse.
We're back in hell?
Oh dear, here they come.
Again.
Surely that's enough of that.
There's gonna be more. Mimir.
Move behind. This won't be good. At the same time. Sure, that's fair. You stopped. I think it's over.
Aye, but where are we?
Look! We're back in Midgard. There's the bridge. We did it. The tower's back where it belongs.
Now Tyr's travel room can take us to Jötunheim.
How did Tyr do this?
Odin suspected the giant secretly possessed some remnant of primordial Jötnar creative essence, the stuff all realms were made of. The Unity Stone must have been fashioned from that essence. a trusting outsider with it. Even Tyr tells you just how desperate they were. Tyr's braziers, a symbol of the light that binds all realms together.
Why would he use those strange runes, though?
Now you mention it, he wouldn't.
Okay, so as always, it's mind-blowing for me to watch some of this gameplay from my wonderful followers who have submitted. It's Yeah, it's outstanding and once again extremely intimidating for when I start. So a few things that came up in this one. So first I wanted to acknowledge also this idea that Tyr is able to travel between all of these different realms, which, yeah, I think that wasn't something I mentioned in the last video, but yeah, that's a super important point. And I think that it was very fair that that was pointed out in the comments, that I hadn't talked about that. So thanks for drawing my attention to that once again. I was really caught up in kind of talking about the runes and the rune for Tyr and things like that. So yeah, I think that was really significant. And the fact that he is able to travel between, these various mythologies and these various worlds of the various mythologies, thus sort of tying together the different worlds of God of War, or the different pantheons that are being that are being featured depending on the game. And I am still planning on looking at kind of some of these summaries that go over earlier games to get myself up to speed on some of the backstory. So I promise I'll do that before the next video. All right, so a few things myth-wise that get mentioned here. Oh, first, so we fought at the very end when it got to opening up to Muspelheim, which is that very hot region, the fire region, where the demon Surtur comes from, or it's a fire Jötun, it's a member of the Jötnar, Surtur, who will ultimately face off against Freyr in Ragnarok. It's from Muspelheim, the very hot region. And we battled against Dauði Munur, which means dead memory. Munur means memory, so like Hugin and Munin, thought and memory. So not entirely sure what that's meant to refer to, but I'm sure that some of you can probably clue me in. Also, I did not miss the when Mimir had said Auðhumla's utters, which he's referring, of course, and I may have talked about this before. It's, again, I sort of start to get mixed up with, like, did I say this in a class? Did I say this here? But Auðhumla, whose name I'll spell here, is that primeval cow. And it's the primeval cow that feeds that primeval being, Ymir. At the very beginning of time, sort of this primordial being, and Ymir, the original, member of the Jötnar, kind of this original being in general. He feeds from Auðhumla, this primeval cow's udders, and she also licks the salty Rhine, and from that comes Odin's grandfather, inexplicably. Finds himself yet another person or another being to procreate with, to create Odin's father, and then Odin. So again, mythology, not a lot of things make sense, but so we had a nice, I liked that expression. I thought that was pretty clever. So we do get a reference to Bergelmir. So Bergelmir also is kind of from that part of the mythology where we also encounter Auðhumla. And Bergelmir is the grandson of Ymir, that first original being, the first of the Jötnar, the first of all beings, really. We know about him from a couple of different sources. One of them is a poem called Vafthrudnismál, which is the Lay of Vafthrudnir. It's in the Poetic Edda, and it's a poem in which Odin goes and he has kind of a wisdom contest against the wisest of giants, Vafthrudnir, whose name means riddle weaver. And they kind of trade, kind of back and forth, answer each other's questions. And the idea is they will keep doing so until one can no longer answer the question, and that person or that individual will then lose their head. And Odin kind of rigs the contest by asking, and what did Balder say to his father on the funeral pyre? And that's something, of course, only Odin can know the answer to. In any case, very sort of, Bilbo Baggins and Gollum. It's very much sort of modeled on this particular myth. But we get a lot of our knowledge of the cosmos and of kind of the history of the cosmos from this poem. So a lot of it comes from the Seeress's prophecy or Völuspá, but a lot of it also comes from Vafthrûdnismál. So in this poem, we learn that Bergelmir he is the son of Thródgelmir, who is the son of Aurgelmir, which is another name for Ymir. And we also learn about how he was placed on something called a luther, which is really debated as to what this means. But in any case, it's something that he is placed upon after Odin and his two brothers, Vili and Ve, have slain Ymir slash Aurgelmir and floods the earth with his blood. And Bergelmir, the grandson, manages to escape along with his wife on something called a luther. And the two of them basically are responsible for, refounding the entirety of the Jötun race. So they managed to escape. Something that's very much, kind of modeled on the idea of Noah and the flood. And this whole account of them escaping on the Luther and refounding the entire race of the Jötnar comes from Snorri. It doesn't come from the Poetic Edda. It comes from Snorri Sturluson, who we know had, a lot of Christian influence, and was aware of Christian stories like the story of Noah and the flood. So, we very much see some influence here from that. So the idea of what a luther might mean, it might be like a bin or a box of some kind. It's been debated. I'm not going to get into it here. In any case, it's what they escape on to not drown in the sea of Ymir's blood. And so that is what is being referred to here when they're talking about how he's, kind of a really important figure, and he's has a lot of children, because indeed it was him and his wife who were responsible for, the survival of the Jötun race after Odin and Vili and Ve had killed Ymir and almost obliterated them all. So that's what that's referring to. And once again, you can check out both the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda, and specifically Vafthrûdnir sayings or Vafthrûdnismál, the poem, or in Snorri's Edda, Gylfaginning, that section, the deluding of Gylfi, is where we get some information about Bergelmir and his grandfather Ymir, who we've talked about already. So we'll just keep going on from here. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And any questions you have, please leave them in the comments and I'll get to them. I plan to first finish out kind of the main storyline, and then I will go and do some of these side quests before turning to Ragnarok. But yeah, it's really exciting. This game is phenomenal, and I'm really, really enjoying getting to experience it. So thanks for being here. Thanks for encouraging me to do that, and we'll see you all next time.